I'm just gonna jump straight over because I don't have a lot of preamble to get into tonight. We know where we are. Everybody died. It's the start of a new timeline, but we are going to use the flowchart to get to a specific point, go through the rooms, and kind of hope for the best from there. So you guys can hear the game fine, I believe. That is awesome. So let's get into it. The Nonary Game is a game where you will put your life on the line.
What the hell happened to me?
Junpei, are you alright?
Hey, what are you two doing?
Come on, are you coming?
What do you mean to do to us?
Try using your brain.
All of the cards are in.
Holy shit, this is nuts. Let me show you.
How are you feeling? I am Zero the Third, the king of this kingdom! I'm plenty friendly. Hold on a minute! That is the truth.
Who am I? How can I forget?
How do I kick it
What
off?
makes you so sure?
Hello?
Oh, you know, I'll never get sick of that intro. And I've never even let the game roll over. I've never let the trailer roll over to play the other version of it, so maybe we'll do that eventually. One of my favorite YouTubers played this. Nice. It's my favorite game. Like, next to Bravely Default, this is my favorite game. Hands down. Alright. Loading complete. Let's go. So... give me access to the flowchart, please. There we go. So we're going to jump back here. We're going to go through door 7, and then I think door 6 is this one. So we're just going to jump. We're not going to go through any of this yet. Yeah, you can see bits and pieces here are still locked off, but we'll cycle back around to unlock those, because those are going to go towards the true ending eventually, but we've a lot of ground to cover before we're allowed to even look at the true ending. So the 3, 7, and 8 doors. Oh, am I not allowed to fast forward? He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
Right, so Ace has just... Ace has just given himself the Soparil? Is it Soparil? He's and put himself to sleep so that we can decide what door we're going through.
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste.
Can I not? Nope.
Right?
Like you even mean that.
hold on. Advanced text. Skip square. Okay. Square is what I'm looking for. There we go. So let's just get to the choice. 7.
I think I'm gonna go with door 7.
Okay, 7 it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 8.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Plan C.
Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
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 She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now.
But hi Meg, welcome in.
I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 8 and Clover can take 7. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Alright, so we haven't found Snake's body at this point in the timeline, so he's still just missing. So he's not dead yet. He's Schrodinger's snake.
Whatever.
Whatever. Man. TK grew up to be such a little bitch. It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Clover, 7, and Junpei walked toward door 7. Santa, Lotus, and June headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. 7 took a deep breath.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them. 7 and Clover leapt through the door.
Let's do this!
Hurry!
The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. Interesting that we end up with Clover in both door 7 and 8. The detonators in their bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his right. Toward door 8, June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met. They nodded.
June.
Jumpy.
Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing, Junpei?
It's one of my favorite parts of the game where just like 7's just like, nope, we got no time for this mushy nonsense. You get your ass out here before we explode. And some... Right, I got myself. Sorry. Just the idea of 7's massive frame, just like, you know, wrapping an arm around Junpei's head and just pulling him through the door. I'm sorry, I got myself. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. Imagine being in one of these games and someone is protagonisting like that while you wait, right? His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
Only 81 seconds left! No time to waste, guys! Let's get moving!
7 led the way down the hallway. Junpei and Clover followed him as fast as they could. After what seemed like far more than 81 seconds, they reached the end of the hall.
Look! The door on the left! I can see the dead!
There was no time to rest or catch their breath. All 3 slammed their hands in quick succession over the scanner panel on the dead. Whew. Still trying to catch his breath, 7 leaned heavily against the wall.
It stopped. It stopped.
He smiled. His smile seemed forced and a little crooked.
This is the second time we've gone through one of these numbered doors, but never really get used to it.
I'm not sure we want to get used to it. He stood up straight, no longer out of breath, and wiped some of the sweat from his head and neck. Clover smirked at him.
I would have thought a guy your size would have bigger balls than that.
Oh shit! I forgot about this scene.
What? What the hell did you just say? Say it again! I dare you!
You have no...
You little... You wanna die?
I'd like to see you try.
You fucking brat! Alright, let's go!
Hey, calm down, guys. This isn't the time for this.
I'm sorry. I get the idea of Seven and Clover just getting into a scrap in the middle of the hall. I'm sorry. I mean, the veritable mountain of a man and Clover. Like, holy shit. Fight! 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 Let them fight! Do we have a let them fight redeem? Oh, I'm hearing myself.
I'll allow it.
Get out of here, Mills Lane. So, fun fact, Clover's surname is Field. Not even making that up.
It's not gonna do us any good.
Rinka! Hi. Gosh. Junpei sighed. Sometimes he wondered if the doors and the puzzles were really the greatest challenge they faced.
Wait here for a minute, alright? I'm gonna go see if there are any other doors.
They didn't respond, but Junpei wasn't in the mood for a conversation anyway.
We just came through this door. And of course it's shut tight.
There's a short hallway on the left here. And an iron wall.
Ooh.
I doubt I can get through it.
At last he gave up and returned to Seven, who was tapping lightly on the wooden door.
This
Come
door's the
in.
only option we've got, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, something's written on the door. On that iron plate.
This is the Funyarinpa?
It says operating room.
Ooh, the operating room. Hey.
If this thing's telling the truth, there could be body parts inside here.
Well, this is probably not going to be pleasant.
Something about it made Junpei feel nervous.
Well, there's no point to standing around. Might as well go in and see what's waiting for us.
Seven grabbed the brass knob and slowly opened the door. The creak of the hinge sounded like the groan of an old woman.
What's wrong?
No, it's nothing.
A chill snaked its way down Junpei's spine.
Let's just go.
Quickly, he gathered what courage he could and took the first step into the room. Seven followed, with Clover right behind him.
Huh?
Oh, this room with the... Oh, God. Part of the room just past the door was obscured by a screen.
What the hell is this?
My least favorite puzzle room is what this is.
Why don't we take a look?
Hey, Clover.
Clover's curiosity got the better of her, and she darted past Junpei to peer around the screen. scream nearly blew out Junpei's eardrums.
What?
Clover!
He and Seven ran toward Clover to see what had frightened her.
Hey, what's wrong?
They rounded the screen, and the cause of her outburst was immediately clear.
What the hell is this?
Is this a corpse?
It was something that looked kind of like a human, lying across some sort of bed. No, not a bed. An operating table. The table sat on a rusty steel lift, and a cluster of bright operating lights shone down on it from the ceiling. No science boy is in the other room, unfortunately.
We should probably take a closer look.
Yeah.
Slowly, they approached. So this is my least favorite puzzle room, right? As I mentioned. Do you know how annoying it was when playing through Resident Evil Village in the spooky dollhouse when you've something like this in one of the rooms? I was like, oh god, not... Part of me was like, oh god, not again, because I had flashbacks to this. As they got closer to the body, it became clear that it wasn't a body at all. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Rinka. Hopefully we can take your mind off not being well.
This is...
What the hell? That's just a huge doll or something.
You have a huge doll like this, Rinka? That's... Should I be worried?
Doll?
Clover did not look terribly comforted. Slowly, she approached the operating table and looked as intently as possible, from as far away as possible, at the thing. Junpei could see her relax. A 1-3 scale. Dang, that's big.
You're right. It's only a doll. Man, it really scared me.
She heaved a great sigh of relief and wiped a few drops of sweat from her forehead. Seven smirked.
Well, I guess it would have been weird if you actually had any balls.
Shut it! Don't you start with me, fatty!
Oh, what's this? You want a piece of me, short stuff?
Yeah, bring it on, you whale!
Hey, guys, not again, okay? Seriously, knock it off.
I love, like... Okay. Maybe it's... look, it's moments like this when I can appreciate why Clover is some people's favorite character in this game. I've never understood it. I appreciate this version of Clover more than the other one, but that's... We'll talk about that when we get there. But... I don't know, this timeline, her just fighting with Seven and just like, yeah, come on! The tiny little Clover being like, come on, you fat fuck! Let's go! It is, like... The inherent chihuahua energy in Clover, I can appreciate why she would be some people's favorite character. I can appreciate the inherent chihuahua energy.
Jeez. Anyway, it looks like he's got something the two of you could stand to have a little more of.
Art.
I'm talking about a heart.
Huh? Oh, this? You mean on his chest?
Yeah.
It was set a little higher than normal for a human body, but from the shape of the organ, there could be no doubt that it was a heart.
Why would there be a heart in a doll?
I don't think it's a doll.
You think maybe it's like a medical mannequin or something?
Or maybe it's got more personal uses.
It's not even equipped for that, Seven. And I should know I am. Look at me. Look at me. If anyone should know, it's me. Look at me. Seven's grin was more than a little perverted. Clover glared at him.
Anyway, how about we take a look around this place? Let's go.
Clover's just like, ick. Just ick.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Also, just thinking about when we went through door 8 and how despondent Clover was to like anything and everything. This room feels like she feels a lot more energetic in this room. Like you wouldn't think that she's worried about her missing brother at all. Where in the other room she won't even like participate in the puzzle of it. So that's kind of interesting. Another thing I'm realizing is how dull, for lack of a better word, the colors of the game are here versus how they're showing on my main monitor. So I wonder if that's a setting on the monitor I have up too high, or is Streamlabs just dulling the picture through the capture card? Interesting. She's gone from one stage of grief to the other. I guess that's one way of looking at it. Okay, seek a way out. Operating room. Good lord. Like, where do we start? Scalpel? Font? Oh god, it looks so bloody and rusted. Ugh. A scalpel that's not rusty. Not rusty? Are you sure? Seems like it was put here for a reason, huh? You think it's telling us to cut something? Yeah, I do. None of this other stuff looks useful. Yeah, it's all pretty rusty. Okay. Kosher forceps. Or kosher? I don't know. I'm not a medical practitioner. Are those scissors? They look kind of funny. No, that's probably a pair of kosher forceps. Surgeons use them during operations. Cocker? Oh, maybe. They can hold blood vessels shut and keep tissue out of the way. We can use it to pull stuff out of small holes or something like that. Okay. Fake chest? Man. Okay. Ew, that's gross. This is the chest. It's a woman's chest. The heart's gone, but it's pretty. If that kind of thing turns you on, Seven, you're a real creepo. Huh. These dolls are kind of creepy, you know. Hey, it says something here. John? You think that's the doll's name? Maybe. This thing is creepy. Yeah, you've said. I wonder why it's on the bed. Google says it's more like cockers. Oh. Cockers forceps. Okay, sure. Creepy medical mannequin is lying on the bed. Oh, Coke. Cokers. Apparently his name is John. So, another medical mannequin? From the looks of it, this one's a chick. She has a name too. Lucy. Oh, poor thing. Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and a left arm. I guess for some fellas that's enough. Maybe we're supposed to gather all her parts. This bed doesn't look very comfortable. Lucy's head and left arm are sitting on the bed. Maybe something will happen if we gather all of her body parts. So, send Seven to jail. I improv there with that, that's all that's needed line. Because we know he's thinking it, right? Oh, what's this thing? It's got these short iron legs. Maybe it's a heater? There's nothing inside it. Maybe you're supposed to heat something like that gauze to kill the bacteria. There's a boiling thingy over there. There's nothing on the lid or in the drawers. Okay. Fake organ? Better than a fake organ. You know what? No. So, we took that organ thingy out of the chest thingy. It's a lung, not an organ thingy. Huh? This part here on the back, it's all rubbery. Oh, you're right. So, it's a fake organ. Of course it could be. Wait, what's Seven grabbing it for? Hey, it feels like there's something in here. You think we can cut through the rubber part? Let's try cutting this organ with a scalpel. Organ key! Yes. There's a key in this organ. Found a key in the internal oh, no. Found a key in an internal organ. Was Clover that said to cut it? Oops. Ah well. You know, this is a game all about alternate timelines, so oh well. In this timeline, it was 7. So is all we have now the... Okay. Ooh, what's back here? Chemical room. Wait, it unlocked! Hey, Junpei. You think there are any slugs on this ship? Huh? Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them. What is she pointing at? The label states knuckle. Salt, huh? Do you think 7 will shrivel up if we put it on him? Hey, you say something? There's a bottle of salt on the shelf. The label says knuckle. Something stinks. Is it coming from this bottle? It says NH3. Well, that of course stinks. It's ammonia. There's a bottle of ammonia on the shelf. It says NH3 on the label. Oh, good stuff. Let's go for a drink. What are you talking about? I'm talking about that bottle. It says C2H5OH, right? It's ethanol. Oh, that's right. It's also known as ethyl alcohol. It's pretty much what booze is made of. So... you're gonna drink it? Nah, I won't. It might say that's what it is on the label, but there could be anything in there. Smart, 7. There's a note on top of the table. Iron equals 1, salt equals 2, water equals 3. Carbon dioxide, question mark, ammonia, question mark, ethanol, question mark. What do you think this is a hint for? Maybe it's got something to do with this box? Blue liquid? It looks like there's something inside that bottle. Why don't you try pouring some out into the cap? Can't see any reason why not. What's that? It's bright blue. Do you think it's alien blood? Ugh. Where the hell did that come from? Then what do you think it is, 7? I don't know. Some sort of special bath soap? Ugh. What a boring guess. Looks like there's something inside that bottle. I pour it out. What's that? It's bright red. Do you think it's blood? No, blood's thicker than that. What is it? Beats me. That joke wasn't as funny. Okay. What's this? It looks like a can with a spray nozzle. It says CO2. So it's a can filled with carbon dioxide? Hey, Junpei! There's I always screw this delivery up. There's dihydrogen monoxide on the shelf! Why don't you just say water? Okay, anything else? There's a bottle of water on the shelf. A bottle of water! This is British, innit? The label says H2O. Okay, so... Let's see. Oh, this thing won't open. Is it locked? Remember everyone on Facebook going nuts because it was in Subway bread, not realizing it was just water? Right? You probably need to put in a passcode. I mean, geez, they've even got a keypad on there. How much more obvious can you get? I can only enter 3 numbers. E is for enter, C is for clear. Alright, so... Once you input the number, press E if you mess up. Okay. Now let's give it a shot. I don't know. So we have to figure out like how many atoms are in carbon dioxide, ammonia, and ethanol, right? So so you gotta look at the... So that's why like they made a point of like the bottles on the shelves. Because you need to look at the letters that represent those chemicals, right? So, it should be a nice little 349 job. Whoa. Fake right arm. It's the right arm of a body. It's kind of creepy. Fake heart. A heart! This thing is super creepy! Oh, this ain't good for the heart. There was some city where they got the mayor to ban dihydrogen oxide. What? What?
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that Seven wasn't following suit.
Hmm?
Hey, Seven, what's up?
Oh, well...
Google the hydrogen monoxide ban when you get a chance. I love the idea of banning water. That sounds hilarious and very American. He looked up at Junpei, distractedly, and then back down at the brown bottle he held cupped in his large hands.
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
In response, Seven tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label.
ethylene diamine tartrate?
Yeah, that's right. It's EDT.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still,
Oh, that's some grade A delivery. Fuck if I know.
it looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle.
You remember something?
Yeah.
Seven nodded, slowly, and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before.
Right.
But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate.
Okay.
Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like, man, how do you say it?
You mean like it was infected with a virus or something?
Seven shook his head.
No, not like that. It spread like wildfire. It showed up in labs that were completely isolated from the rest of the world. It even started happening to crystals that were completely sealed up. It doesn't seem like it could have been a result of this stuff coming in contact with other samples.
Then...
Well, I guess it was some sort of information. Like, the crystals were transmitting this information all across the world somehow.
what information?
How to make a new crystal. Someone had to tell the stuff how to do it, right? Like he just whispered to the EDT in the tank, "Hey, if you do this, you can take in water molecules."
Come on, man, that's just... I mean, who is this someone anyway?
Someone you can't see.
John Cena?
Someone who exists all over the world.
You mean... like a god?
Or maybe the devil.
Seven grinned. As Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room. John Cena! Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Sorry. John Cena uses crystals. Sasha will be happy. Like, yeah.
Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard.
Information being transmitted invisibly. Could such a thing really happen? Well, thinking about that crap isn't going to help me right now. We need to figure out how the hell to get out of here first.
He took a deep breath and tried to clear his mind, and followed after 7. What, like the Yu-Gi-Oh song, Clear Mind? What are we... Oh, we still have the organ key. Junpei, where are you going? That's the door we came through. The only thing out there is the numbered door. I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you that the numbered door is a one-way deal. Uh-oh. You're saying there's no point going back there, huh? And they're nodding. Awesome. Ooh. The preparation room. I'm not even that says preparation, not preparation. Nobody spell checked the English on the localization team. You know, unless it's something else and you're going plep, plep, plep. Wait, that's plap. Never mind. That's plap, 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 not plep, plep, plep. Cool, it's unlocked. I think you hang your coat here. There's a bunch of hooks. What the... Let's see if... Huh? Piece of paper. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record? New material has been added to the file screen. A medical record found in the preparation room. It has 2 records for the mannequins. There is a male mannequin named John and a female mannequin named Lucy. The record shows each mannequin's total weight and the weight of their individual parts. Okay. It's locked. I won't even budge. Do you think this is the exit? Well, it's got the Saturn pattern on it, so possibly. Oh, what's this? A light switch? Doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Ooh! Let's try... Oh, no, 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 no. Let's try the blue liquid. Ooh. Hey! The blue light turned on. I heard a noise. It sounded like something unlocking. Huh. A beaker with blue liquid in it. It makes the light that passes through it blue. Something else unlocked? Okay. Hey, it turned red! Forget about that. Didn't you hear something just now? So, what if... I get it. You combine the red liquid and the blue liquid to make a purple one. The purple light turned on. Right when I did, I heard a noise. What do you think it was? Right when I did? I think that's meant to say right when it did, but okay. Is Clover doing the color experiments?
That noise came from somewhere close by. Something in this room must have changed.
Alright, let's go take a look. Ew. A locker with a red plate on it. There's something inside. Fake right leg. The right foot of the medical
The right foot of the medical mannequin. I guess it's a woman's foot, but doesn't look hot at all.
Have you got a thing for feet, Seven?
No, that's crazy.
You're sure acting kinda shady. This is the left foot of the mannequin. Do you think I'm better?
What?
Do you think my legs are skinnier? Clover, I don't think that's important right now. Are we sure it's a stomach? Are we sure it's not a nose? This is a see? Clover gets it. This is a really big nose.
That's no nose. It's a stomach.
Oh. A stomach.
A sink. The doctors and nurses probably wash their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious here.
So where else have we learned about an event that took place and started affecting, like, you know, likewise components globally? An old hard bed. Okay, so we've collected the 6 parts of the medical mannequin. So the ones we've got must be for Lucy, right? Yeah!
Seems like it.
Well, I say we give Lucy her parts back. Any objections? Nope.
Agreed.
Alright, let's get started.
Combine!
Form of... 7, get out of the room. No. Hey! Nothing happened!
That's odd.
Maybe it's the wrong weight? Weight?
Yeah, well,
You know how there's a scale on the side of the bed? Maybe we need to get the scale to a specific number.
and how are we gonna do that?
I think we're supposed to swap her body parts with John's. Oh!
Well, let's give it a shot.
Operating instructions. The screen will display 2 medical mannequins. You can switch their body parts by selecting the part you want to switch out. Yay! They're transitioning! And I mean that completely. You swap everything bar the hearts.
Hey, Junpei, I just heard something. It came from John's operating table. Oh, we better check it out.
Huh? The lid on the scale. Hey, it opened! Oh, I get it. It must have opened because we matched John's weight to what's on the chart. Jupiter key, not Saturn. There's a mark engraved on this key. think that's the Jupiter symbol. I learned that by watching Sailor Moon. So... I think we're done. I wish transitioning was that easy.
Hey, hold on.
Junpei stopped, about to put the key into the doorknob.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
Junpei turned around, and Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, God damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her, standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
It wasn't the best joke, but it was something. An attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing.
Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly, her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Suddenly, the operating room felt very, very cold.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier.
Let's just get out of here. We've got the key. Let's use it. That cool with you?
Yeah.
Clover nodded, almost imperceptibly. Still, Junpei was glad to see she was at least somewhat responsive.
Then it's time to go.
He put his hand on her shoulder and guided her to the preparation room. As they arrived at the door, she suddenly stopped.
I'm sorry.
What was this? Why was she apologizing? Junpei wasn't sure what to make of her. Was she emotionally unstable because her brother had gone missing?
I'm really sorry. Just forget everything I told you, okay? Don't worry about it, really. I mean it.
How could anyone pretend not to hear something like that? But something told him this wasn't the time to press the issue. Junpei gave her the warmest, kindest smile he could manage.
All right.
Thank you.
Her smile was weak. It was almost painful to watch.
Damn, what the hell took you guys so long?
Seven looked up as they walked into the room, clearly irritated.
You playing doctor in there or something?
You wish.
Maybe. Jealous?
That's my boy! That's my boy! Seven avoided answering the question. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
All right, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, all right?
Fine then.
He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. Door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. And that was it.
All right, let's get going.
Hey, man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know?
Why so serious?
Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
Not really.
Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
We found it! They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked.
There too, huh? Every door in this place is locked up tight.
How about that one?
The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall.
May as well give it a try.
Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover.
Jumpy!
Huh?
He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions.
June? And Santa? And Lotus too!
They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
Whoa! What the hell is this?
What are you doing here?
Not seeing enough of you, that's why I'm... Anyway,
What? But we didn't...
before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys! Could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Look on the wall here.
There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7. And... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
Yep, and then you can see door 3 at the bottom. Loops back pretty much the same through the shower room. In fact...
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
Yeah, but Seven, I don't think you meant that we would come right back to the big hospital room.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the Nonary Game works.
I see.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. Hey, could this lead to...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
yeah.
They moved, as one, for the door.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off of the wall and put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Right, can I just skip forward now? Nope. He took hold of the door and spoke, without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Slowly, all five nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map had said they would be.
We're back. In the hospital room.
Yay!
I see. I believe.
There we go. So we get to skip again
The
until we
key?
get to the next... Oh.
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Right, Junpei?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
Oh, the solar system keys. We found a couple more in the laboratory in the kitchen. Here, the Earth key and the Saturn key card.
And with that, she pressed them into Junpei's hand. The metal key had the Earth symbol on it, and the key card had the Saturn symbol on it. That's why I messed up the Saturn symbol and the Jupiter symbol. They're basically the same thing. Basically.
I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Yeah, you don't really have a whole lot of storage in that outfit, shall we say.
Yeah. On it.
Junpei felt slightly less than honored.
Now we have 3 keys that we haven't used yet.
Yeah. The Jupiter key that we found in the operating room. The Earth key that Lotus just gave me. And the Saturn key card that Lotus said was in the kitchen.
Junpei took the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up. Okay, we can skip again. Then Clover is going to want to go through door 3 and... Okay. So, we can... No idea, just for the new dialogue.
You know, that's a good question.
Junpei looked off into the distance thoughtfully, and just for... Great, back to the beginning. Why did we come back here? Okay. Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I can't believe this. You guys followed me here, but you don't even know why?
I mean... No, I'm doing the Veilog as not be a kind on this one.
Junpei, you've got the solar system keys, don't you?
Yeah.
He did. He pulled them out.
The Saturn key card. And the Earth key.
What about it?
Junpei didn't see what they had to do with anything, though. Both he and Santa were completely lost. Fortunately, June took pity on them.
Don't you remember the elevator? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it. And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think. So the 2 keys that Junpei has?
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh.
Yes, that's right.
June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa.
All right, I got it. Let's get started then.
Alright. We're having the conversation about getting wet again. Now I'm gonna go with the other dialogue option. She was afraid because the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators on the A or B decks near the central staircase. All of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary. Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise.
Okay, cool. We can skip again. So we just skipped the whole conversation about getting wet down there, huh?
We'd probably die.
Oh no, don't be so casual about something like that.
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here. Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then...
Junpei glanced around the room they'd found themselves in. The first thing he'd noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the hospital room, separating the left elevator from the right one. Is it echoing? I was asking about that the other day. That was something I was worried about, and chat told me no. Okay, hold on. Right, that should solve that.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
Hasn't this been an ongoing issue? No, the glitching that we got after the first stream, I was able to fix.
Right.
Then maybe...
In the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening.
Well...
He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
It looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Something's written on the door at the end. Wait, is that...
Huh. Okay, I might have fixed it. A lot of editing to do for the YouTube version of this, but I might have fixed it.
Let's check.
Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. Before long, they found themselves in front of the door. On it was a number written in bright red paint. Number 6.
I knew it!
This is a numbered door.
And indeed, there was a red bolted to the wall right next to the door.
But we can't do anything with only the two of us.
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Junpei and June turned and headed back to C deck.
Wait, what's this?
On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for E-Deck? I should take it with me.
Can we just start skipping again, actually? Cool. Oh, now we're going to play the game where we have to, you know, choose a room ourselves. With the pieces of paper. Oh, no. Yeah, Snake is dead. There's also that. While Zero's still on the ship with them. And Junpei wasn't so sure. Cool, so I can just let this run until we need to pick another door to go through. And I think we're going to go with door 6. Well, it's possible. Like, I don't think Zero's still on the ship, but it being mutually exclusive from the idea that Zero is one of them, not wrong, you know? Yep, them two getting into their fight. So, we already went through door 2 in another timeline and it killed us. So, door 6, please.
I want to go through door 6.
Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read, Junpei, door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
Jun spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she'd said.
None of these teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6. But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence.
Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
Her face was cold and flat, and as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. 7 plus 8 plus 4 equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. The first problem resolved, Ace spoke up.
What about me?
Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Yes.
Clover nodded, her face still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable, given the horrible situation in which she had found herself. But even so...
I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover has suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
3 plus 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6.
Lotus, what do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
All right then, we're good to go.
See you later.
Wait, Clover! Don't move on your own!
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Yeah, be careful.
We should get going as well.
Huh. Last, Junpei and the other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck, where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. The ride to E deck was a silent one.
This is E deck.
There should be a door at the end of the hall.
All right, let's go.
Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6.
Here it is. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Rinka, are you still getting echoes? Of wisdom. What?
Then let's get to it.
One by one, they put their palms over the red. With a soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. The door opened. All at once, the 4 of them leapt through it.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. They gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication one by one.
It stopped.
Yes, it stopped.
The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest. Frantic, thunderous drum. Felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took hold of the bar that served as its doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. Oh, it is this room. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Huh. Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit 1 person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way, eventually, to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
All right, let's split up.
Uh-oh. And then all of a sudden,
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
oh, that's a wonky drawing. All of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees. He dashed toward her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her. No echoing, boss. I was checking that as well while Ace was speaking, and then, of course, forgot to turn the other screen's volume back off, so that probably came through the mic. Yeah.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
Oh, you're really warm. Is your fever coming back?
Yes, it probably is.
Probably.
But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest, and I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down, careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall, as if she no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clench tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. Ooh, he had to find a way out, huh? He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started.
Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall. Oh boy. Steam engine room, let's go. Oh boy. Oh, I don't even know what we're supposed to be looking at here. Up the stairs. Oh, switches. So what do we, speaking of switches, what do we think of the rumors we're going to get some sort of idea of the Switch 2 tomorrow? Slider is down. Well, let's see if I can get this thing to go anywhere. Ugh, man. No dice. This thing isn't going anywhere. Or A. One of the doors on the furnace. There's an A on it. There's a circular wheel in the center of the door. Alright, let's give that sucker a twist. Well, it's noisy, but it opens. Totally pitch black in there. We should, go in here. Alright. Let's go. This looks like the door we went into. Where are we? We must be on the other side, yes? Which would put us directly above the conveyor belt. At any rate, we should keep moving. There's a great deal we've yet to investigate. Well. Oh. Yeah. Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. What? That's weird. I don't feel any resistance. Gah! Ah, shit! It's a wheel that seems to be part of the winch. There's some pegs on the back that look like they go into the holes on the winch. Good job, genius. You broke it. I didn't break it. It broke all by itself. Whole bunch of boxes blocking the way. Supports and braces the side of the ship. Interesting. It's not a ladder. Oh. Is it a step ladder? There are a number of boxes on the catwalk. I don't think we can go over there. Back through door A, I guess. Let's try C. This is the furnace for the enormous boiler. One of the doors on the furnace. There's a C on it. Hey, we're back here. No, wait, this is a different one. Can we put the wheel on that? The hand-operated winch. There's no wheel to turn. Oh, yeah! We're about to die, aren't we? I have no idea. The wheel pulled... I pulled off the other winch, don't I? Let's see if it fits. Sweet! It's a perfect fit! Like they were made for each other. Not shaky at all. Good. I should be able to turn this now. Good work, Junpei. We should be able to haul up the wooden box now.
You see? The wooden box. It's under the catwalk. Can you see it? It's hanging from the rope on the winch, isn't it? Looks like there's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure what it is. Why do you look so smug and happy then? At any rate, you might as well turn that wheel now. I'm counting on you. Ace, you're being really sus. Alright, I'll turn the wheel. Huh? What's this? What happened? This wheel only turns to the left. Only turns to the left. That means we can't reel up that rope. Yeah. We can only let the rope down. Interesting. I don't think that will be a problem. We will simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. I will be counting on you, Junpei. Yeah, sure thing. No sweat. You're being shadier in a subway tunnel. What?
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
He stuck his head out over the side of the catwalk and looked down. The box that had only recently hung just below the catwalk now sat on the floor. It had come to rest near the end of the tunnel that covered the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
Junpei could see her, still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. Even from so far away, it was not difficult to see that she had not improved. He almost thought he could see heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he'd said what they'd all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
He tried desperately to convince himself that what he'd said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Santa's response was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass shit, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
So you're saying we're abnormal?
I don't think that's quite what he meant, but, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Santa snorted in disgust.
A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat?
Gold star, Junpei.
You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
Dunno.
You don't know.
But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
What do you mean you don't know? You're the one who said it. They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking, until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Junpei and Ace followed him. Okay. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. What?
bunch of wooden boxes over here by the wall. I already looked through those. There's nothing there. The hell? It's a huge oven for this boiler. There are 3 open areas in it. Each of the open areas has a gear in it. Gold, bronze, and silver gear, huh? What the? Nonny the f... Get it? Oh. Control panel for something. Maybe this hole is where the control panel goes? Oh, there's only one way to find out. In you go! Dude, you did it! Everything looks alright! Okay, but what do we do now? Why don't you press the button next to it? The orange one? Yes! Yeah, alright, I'll do that. Pushing! Sweet! All sorts of lights are lighting up on this thing. And, oh! Oh, yes, I think I just heard something turn on. Oh? What's that? What happened? Junpei, look! The conveyor belt's moving! Conveyor belt? Well... guess it's done moving now. Still a bunch of coal on the belt, though. Looks like a bunch of it got dumped off at the end of the belt into that wooden box where we found the control panel. Coal. Huh. Coal, huh? A wooden box full of coal. Guess there's only really one thing we can do with this stuff. Yeah. What the f... This gear is rusty, but it looks like it's still pretty sturdy. A golden gear. Doesn't look like it was always golden like this. Well then, I imagine it was prepared especially for this game. Yeah. Looks like there's a door over here, in this tunnel. The belt over there must deliver the coal, which is then picked up and thrown into this door. The door appears to be welded shut, however. Bronze gear. Silver gear. Do you think it's made of pure silver? No way. Silver's way too soft to use for a gear. It's gotta be steel or iron gear that's been coated with silver. Ugh. Shouldn't have called it a silver gear then. Shouldn't have got your hopes up. Were you thinking you'd haul this thing back? Nah, but 7 could probably carry it. I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? Huh. So this is where you put the coal into the furnace? That's right. I had a look at it earlier, but it's rusted shut, I'm afraid. Perhaps you should check the other side. Oh, nice. There's a hole that'll let us put coal into the furnace. Maybe if we can get some coal in there and set it on fire. Okay, let's do it. Ow, my freaking ears. Alright, that's the last of it. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Well, I guess I should have expected that. Why would just throwing coal into a cold furnace do anything? Ah, well, a man can dream. Junpei, explain it to me again. You're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam, which will then drive something else. Am I correct? In other words, you want to generate enough pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Well, in that case, this isn't enough coal. This furnace is enormous, so we're gonna need a whole hell of a lot more coal than this. Very well, then. If the three of us work together, then we should manage to fill it much faster. I want to help too. Man, I totally didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yes. Yeah, right. You look like you're one stiff breeze away from falling over, June. I think you'd better rest some more, alright? But am I... No arguing! You need your rest. You just stay there. We'll handle this. Okay. I understand. Shoveling coal is man's work. I think Junpei might be my spirit animal. Alright. Time for some manly work. Let's get this coal into the furnaces. Man, this is a lot of work. Alright, I think this should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Junpei, hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? I see. Then how are we gonna light it? Perhaps there's a device nearby that will allow us to remotely ignite the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Some sort of ignition device, huh? Oh, the thingy up on the staircase. Obedient sub, hello! It's good to see you. How are you doing? Slider is locked in place. Won't move. Is this... I think it might be. It probably is. I think this is how we might ignite the furnace. That means that if we move that thing down... Alright, let's do it. How's your night going, sub? Here we go. Ooh, I hear fire. Hey, Junpei! Ace! Look at this! There's big gears turning under the boiler here. Huh? The gears? Fine, just have to wait a whole week for Monday. Yeah, I know. It's... I haven't been watching Raw live in years, but because the network was always like 30 days late or whatever because of TV rights, and I wasn't paying for Sky Sports. So the convenience of just being able to pop on Netflix at 1 in the morning and watch Raw it's fun. I was streaming last night like this, and I had Raw on another screen. It was so much fun. They're spinning. What the hell are you guys waiting for? Let's start looking. Oh. Gold disc. Okay. The gold disc. It has a number of lines engraved on it. Red, blue, and black. I wonder what they mean. I just kept up with what's going on elsewhere. I get that. Sometimes it's just handier to have, like, clips and podcasts. Keep you up to date. I get that. Bronze disc. And the silver disc should be over here, right? Is there another? Hey, Junpei, where are you going? The only thing in there is a closed numbered door. Kinda pointless to go back, huh? Yeah, it sure is. Fine. Where the hell am I meant to go then? Is there... Oh! This stair. Ah, here we go. Looks like this thing unlocks the door. There's a depression here that looks like it's the outline of 3 circles laid on top of each other in a triangle. Maybe if we put those 3 discs we found into this thing... Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's stick them in. Huh? That's odd. Nothing's happening. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting them in the wrong places? Perhaps you should have... Perhaps you have them facing the wrong directions. Perhaps you should rotate the discs to make some of the lines connect to one another? Well, no harm in trying. Okay. So we need the red discs, the red lines to, well, align. So... yeah, that's not good. Like... yeah. Yep. Okay, there we go. First try! The red lines on these discs make a sun or something. I think maybe I can make a star polygon with these. Hey, we did it! Let's get out of here! The amount of times I've heard that. There's a depression here. Yeah...
Yes! The door's open!
Given the circumstances, Junpei's happiness was certainly understandable. Ace seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that?
Rinka, thank you! Twitch is being weird with Prime subs again, but thank you. Hold on, I gotta read Frosty's thing here.
Superinka just unlocked the ultimate door of support by subscribing. Like a true Nonary Game master, they've solved the puzzle of how to make Ami's stream even better. Here's to no more dihydrogen monoxide bans and plenty of ad-free adventures. Thanks for being the sodium chloride to our stream chemistry.
That's a fun one. Frosty's learning. Frosty's learning, and I don't know how I feel. um,
Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all three of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
he still seemed irritated by something. Oh, there it is. It popped. 41 months! Rinka, holy crap! He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
Ignore that, that was the mic arm.
All right, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
Ace sighed with the air of a long-suffering parent. He gave a quick nod to Ace and Santa, and dashed off down the stairs. Before long, he was back on the first floor, next to the conveyor belt, and June.
Oh, Junpei!
Oh, she seems to be doing better. And as he drew closer, she stood up, slowly.
Are you okay?
He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant, but there was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but she still wasn't down to what seemed normal to him.
Are you sure you're all right?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Junpei. Oops, I mean, warrior.
June giggled. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile again made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. Gave her a friendly poke on the forehead.
All right, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right, I didn't tell you. We got the exit open, so...
Great! Let's go!
June clasped her hands together and nodded urgently. They headed back to the exit, but on their way they found...
Oh, it's...
Santa?
Santa was sitting on the stairs. He was, however, holding something in his right hand and staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice quiet.
It's a photo. It's my sister.
Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
Santa simply nodded.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Santa glared at her.
Oh, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
June, not helping. You're upsetting Ravioli. Stop. Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture and spoke.
I was her Santa Claus.
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He glanced at June, who shook her head. She didn't know either.
Have you ever heard the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that a long time ago, there were two Santas. One of them wore white, and the other one wore black.
Hey Meg, we talked about this at with my family at Christmas, remember?
The white Santa gave presents to good kids. And the black Santa played tricks on bad kids. They went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon, the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore, and he stabbed the black Santa to death. When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why, these days, his clothes are red.
That and Coca-Cola, but, you know. Sure.
You could say that red is all that's left of the black Santa.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June was staring at Santa, sadness plain on her face. He continued.
I wonder which Santa I am. The white Santa or the black Santa?
Oh.
Is that why your outfit is black and white? Symbolism!
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time.
Huh?
Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving, come on!
Busted. We're being protagonisty again. Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He was leaning against the handrail. He looked very tired.
Oh, you're finally back.
The door had shut, but it wasn't cause for concern.
Sorry we took so long.
Junpei quickly solved the disc puzzle a second time, and the door opened once again.
Let's go.
In single file, they walked through. After